Well, good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, November 30th, and I'm not at a cemetery today, surprisingly enough. I am out doing a little urban stealth camping in Toronto. I'm in a local park that is literally, as the crow flies, maybe 3/4 of a kilometer from my house. So I'm really close in a little forested area, and I'm going to set up a test camp that I hopefully will either find it okay, or I will deem it not okay for when I go to a backcountry camping up north, maybe Algonquin Park, for five to 7 nights in winter with no hot tent. This camp here that I'm setting up for, I've never set this camp up before. It's got some new equipment here. Some is new, some I've used before. But I want to get an indication of how this setup will sustain me between 5 and 7 nights in possibly minus 20 snowy conditions. Like today it's not cold. It's only -2 here, so that's not cold. That's about what's that? About 27, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. But it is windy. So with the wind chill, it's probably around -8, -7 or -8, because it's quite windy. But it's like I'm not even wearing a toque now, or even gloves. But yeah, it's a little cold, but it's not cold. Tonight it's going to go down to -4 or -5 degrees Celsius. So I'm not yet 100% if I'm staying the night, but I would say 90% my mind is made up. I will stay the night in this park. So anyhow, I'm going to set up camp. I'm going to harvest some firewood. There's firewood on the ground here. I won't be cutting any trees down. And I will be having a fire, but I'll be using my solo stove Mesa XL for that. So I won't have a footprint with regards to scorched earth. It'll all be contained. And when I leave this campsite, if I leave today or tomorrow, there will be no evidence whatsoever of me being here. No fire, residue, or no ashes, nothing. This system that I have set up burns down everything. So it'll be left the exact same way I came in. But I'm going to set up camp. Oh, I'm going to show you first where I am. So right there is Dundas Street. That's the Dundas Bridge over the Humber River. And there's condos everywhere. These are all relatively new condos. Then over here is train tracks that goes over the Humber River Bridge there. And over here is Lambton Hockey Arena. I played hockey in there when I was a little kid. So I'll be setting up camp. I was thinking of on this grassy area here, but I don't know about that. I might set it up down in this little pocket. Those shrubs are they're weeds. So if I set up camp on those, it's like long grass. It's not like I'm causing any damage really. So yeah, I'm gonna set up camp. Harvest some wood, and yeah, so we'll see how it goes. So I made the determination to set my camp up in this little indentation over here in the land, in the earth. A little bit more stealthy in here. I'm in a little bit of a pocket. It's probably a foot or 2 feet below that grassy area. A little more sheltered from the wind, but not much. And this is what I brought in, and I'll do a pack breakdown in a bit, but that's a 75 liter pack, that's a 55 liter, and that's just like a cooler. I got my food in there and my solo stove. But yeah, it's a ridiculous amount of weight. That pack is 70 pounds, that pack's probably around 30, and that's like 10. So you're 110 pounds. So when I go and do my backcountry, I won't be bringing all this. I'll be bringing some axes. Like I have no axes today. I brought my my two Silky Outback Gom Boy and Silky Outback Pocket Boy, and these are tent or tarp extendable poles, and these are large pegs, steel. They're very heavy. It's heavy. So this stuff, when I go into backcountry camping, I won't be bringing that with me. So I'll use sticks or fallen branches for that. So there's some stuff that I built in. It's redundant that I brought, But like I said, as a crow flies, maybe 3/4 of a kilometer, and I got dropped off here. And literally, it's from my house to here is literally not even a 5-minute drive. So I could afford to bring extra stuff with me that I want to try out. So here I have my fire box. I got my fire equipment in here. First aid, obviously. These two things here. Extra pair of reading glasses because I need those, and extra pair of sunglasses because I need those. So in case I lose or break a pair, I got some redundancy built in. But I'll go over that in a bit. I'm gonna go harvest some firewood just to get me started. Then I'll come back and I'll set up camp. Gotta watch out for stuff like that. You won't want to fall in that hole. But okay, so we got a down little tree here. We'll see if it's any good. It's off the ground, so it shouldn't be punky. It hasn't been laying in the soil. Yeah, that should be good. I'll bring this back. I'll cut it up. I'll bring back some wood to the camp and I'll cut it up there. I'll process it there. Okay, so I just got that one branch back to the camp. So I'll set up camp now. Then once that's done, I want to make a coffee. Then I will go out and I will harvest wood that will sustain me throughout the night. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what I'm wearing. My chest rig, I'll do a breakdown on what I have in here. So you can see I have my essentials here. This is my sleep system in here, and that's everything else I need, and I got my food in there. So when I set this up, I'm going to lose the chest rig. I'm going to put the chest rig down, and I'm probably going to lose my outer jacket because I'm layered. So yeah, so I don't want to get too heated up and break a sweat. So I'm going to set up, and I'll progressively walk you through that. So what I have here is it's a Mountain Warehouse half dome tent. It's like a half shelter for, they advertised it for ice fishing. I got them for very cheap off their website. Early this year, I think I got one last year, and they were cheap, like between $20 and $30 Canadian. So I'm up in Toronto, so everything I say, if I mention any price, it's all in Canadian dollars. I know down in the States, you know, you can get things a lot cheaper. I understand that. So my way of thinking with this setup, I have two half dome tents. I'm going to set up two half dome tents and a canvas tarp over the middle. That way, when I put up my heating system, my fire system, the heat will not damage the polyester or nylon. It will, in theory, hit the canvas, so which is more resilient to heat. That's my theory. So it's a bit of a setup. I don't know if I have the exact right size tarp. It's a brand new canvas tarp. So this is trial and error. Hopefully it all works out the way I envisioned, but it might not. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Like I said, I'm not out, 4 hours away from Toronto in -20 figuring this out. I am figuring it out within a walking distance of my house. So this is the first one up. So it's a basic tent setup. It's just half a tent. So it has some heat reflective properties on the inside. It's just 3 fiberglass poles, like a lot of the tents. You know, anyone knows how to set up a tent or has set up a tent. This is not complicated, and I don't have them pegged down yet, but you can tell it's very windy today, so it makes it a little more difficult to work. But yeah, so I'm going to set up the other one and get this thing pegged down before it flies onto the Dundas. Okay, so this is roughly where I got them pegged out. I got 2 pegs in each half dome tent right now, and I'm not exactly sure if this is going to work with the tarp I have, but this is a start. I got a couple guys over here just talking to, good guys with their dogs. I knew I was going to encounter that today. Lots of traffic through here, so that's okay. And yeah, so I'll have to break down my big bag now and get out my tarp, and we'll take it from there. Well, this is the canvas tarp, and it's a 7x9. And definitely, this is the Achilles heel on this this pack in, pack out, because it's heavy. But I'll get it set up and take it from there. Well, that was easy. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be cool with this setup. I don't know yet. So 2 half dome tents, and a heavier than I needed canvas tarp. But I'm gonna set up the inside now, and we'll get some heat going, and make myself a coffee. So I'm not loving this setup. The tarp is actually too heavy, in my estimation, for this setup. Like, it's just it's a makeshift thing that I dreamt about one night. But so I have a digital thermometer with me with a wireless transmitter, and I just set it up outside. So I got my wireless transmitter over on a tree. Where is it? Right there. Yeah, right there, sorry. So I got it hanging on a little branch over there. I have my my receiving end right here, so it's inside my my shelter. So it's measuring or indicating 1 degree Celsius outside and 6 degrees Celsius in my shelter. So I have my solo stove going with the heat deflector, and I just got this going. So it's only been going for 10 minutes, and there's a 5 degree difference between outside and the tent, but that is pretty common between internal temperature and outside temperature. Even without heat, there's usually about 5 degree. What I've noticed is usually about a 5 degree difference. So we're going to see how this this solo stove is making out and what it will do. I got it, you know, a little bit away from my tent because I don't want the nylon to or polyester, whatever this is made out of, to melt. But the canvas, okay. So now this canvas tarp as well is not the exact right size I need. So I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sold on this, but we'll see how it goes in a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna tweak some things here. Well, it's 10 after 12. It's noon. I got here around 9 o'clock, so I've been screwing around for 3 hours, and I'm finally having my first cup of coffee. So I have this stuff. I ordered it offline, off Amazon. Nescafe Original. So the only problem with this, I had one at home. It's got 12 grams of sugar in it, and I'm cutting sugar out of my diet, so that's troublesome. But I have some other regular coffee. I didn't realize when I ordered it. My mistake, dum. I didn't realize. I thought it was more of a coffee, but it's kind of like a coffee, hot chocolate. What's that? A mochaccino? So yeah, but they taste good. 12 grams of sugar, I guess so. So I'm just boiling some water now. Yeah, the heat. Yeah, I feel okay. It's still registering 6 degrees in my shelter, 1 degree outside. But with the wind, it's considerably colder. But obviously, I'm sheltered from the wind here. The wind's blowing at my back, which is good. Hopefully, it stays that way. But anyhow, I'm boiling some water. I'm going to try that. Well, my water's coming to a boil, so I'm going to shut that down. The one thing with these solo stoves, you got to keep them. You got to maintain the fire. If you don't stay on top of it, it doesn't. It burns out quick. Then you got to start all over again, and it gets smoky. And the whole purpose of this system is to not have smoke. And in my closed quarters here, I definitely don't want to have smoke. And I don't know, you know, I'm not burning the best wood here either. I know that. This coffee is going to be hot. Gotta be a little bougie while you're out camping in the woods. Get a good froth on this coffee. But like I said, it's not even, I think it's more sugar and whatever chemicals than it is coffee. It does smell like coffee, and it tastes okay. And what this does also, it saves me bringing cream and sugar with me. But like I said earlier, I'm trying to lay off the sugar, and I'm doing pretty good. I've been doing pretty good this week. I'm only down. I only lost a little over 3 pounds, but I guess it's better than gaining 3. So I got to take the good with the bad. I want to lose, like I said, I want to lose 5 pounds a week. But yeah, that didn't happen this week. And I don't know. I was doing everything right. I don't know. So hopefully my weight loss kicks in a bit better. Yeah, it's hot. I'm used to drinking out of my Keurig at home, and my Keurig never gets coffee this hot. So, yeah, I gotta be careful. I'm not used to drinking my coffee hot. Yeah, but it tastes good. It should. It's poison. Poison usually does taste good. This is a knife, my EDC. It's zero tolerance, made in the States. I've been carrying this now for a year and a half. Love it. It's a very good knife, and yeah, zero tolerance, U.S. made. And I also have my my SA5. This is also made in the U.S. It's a 5-inch bushcraft knife. It's heavy. It's a 1/4 inch thick, full tang knife, and there's the logo. I've had this for a couple years, and this knife is perfect for batoning wood. So I didn't bring an axe with me today. I didn't bring either an axe or a hatchet. I didn't bring that. So I will be batoning some wood later, maybe. I'm not having like a traditional fire. I'm just doing everything out of my solo stove. So this will come in handy for batoning wood later. And it's not like I'm in the city limits. It's not like I can bring things with me that I would bring out in the bush, because I think technically it's illegal. Like even carrying that knife around is could probably get me in trouble. So, you know, I'm obviously in the bush here, but, and you know, unless someone, a dog walker, you know, calls the police on me, I can't see me being disturbed by law enforcement. But stranger things have happened. You get a lot of people that I mentioned in a couple of my videos. They don't like minding their own business, and I've had a couple of people like walk up to me today, and they were very nice. Don't get me wrong, they were nice. Like one lady was walking a little old Jack Russell Terrier, and she came up to me, and she was middle-aged, maybe a little younger. She's younger than me. Quite pleasant, and you know, she's looking at me. She goes, "Oh, how did the last night go?" And well, I said, "I didn't sleep here last night. I'm just setting up." And I go, "I'm not homeless." And she looked at me and she goes, yeah, looking at your gear, you don't look like you're homeless. No, I'm not homeless. And so I'm not really telling anyone I'm sleeping here tonight. I didn't tell her. And another gentleman was walking his dog. A very obscure dog. Some sort of French herding dog. I never even heard it. I can't remember the name of it. And I know my dogs. And I never heard of this one. It looked like a big sheepdog kind of. But he's from the neighborhood. He asked me if I was staying over, and I said, no, I don't know if I'm staying over. I'm not letting anyone know what I'm doing. You know, a little bit of security, I suppose. But what do we got? Yeah, so my temperature isn't really going up in here yet. In my my tent. So that's going to be a problem. That's going to definitely be a problem, because it's still indicating 1 degree Celsius outside and 6 degrees Celsius in my shelter. So when it goes down to minus temperatures tonight, yeah, it's going to be an interesting night. I don't really have an alternate means of keeping warm other than my sleep system, and I have a 1 degree. I have a Hotcore Fatboy 100. So it's a Canadian company. I don't know if the product's made in Canada, but it's a Canadian company based out in BC, I believe. I have 2 hot core sleeping bags. I own 2 hot core sleeping bags and 1 hot core tent. Sleeping bag I have with me today. The reason I get them is because I'm a big guy, and I can't do those tapered bags because I get claustrophobic, and because of my shoulder, I got a bad shoulder. I have to move around a little bit, and these are big bags. So that's the reason I have it. But this one's only rated at 0, and I also brought, to supplement that, I brought a One Tigris 600 fill down blanket. So I'll put that inside my sleeping bag, and that'll augment it. And I have down pants with me today too. I have down pants and a puffer jacket. It's over here. So, and I have North Face slipper shoes. I think they're just microfiber. I don't think they're down. But, you know, so I should be relatively warm. The problem I have here, and the reason I'm not really going around with my phone right now showing you, I'm filming everything on my phone, is because I didn't charge my phone last night. So I have it plugged into a supplemental battery bank right now, so I can't really walk around with it. But I will show the setup in a bit. But it's still very windy here. And you know what? It is kind of chilly. But it's still indicating 1, like I said. I'll be okay. I'm the man up. Well, we're making some forward progress now with regards to the heat. I have the Solo stove kind of dialed in. Problem is, this is see, I thought this was a dog park, but it isn't. I was just talking to a guy. He's walking his dog, another obscure breed I never heard of, which is, I guess there's so many of them now I can't keep up. But anyhow, this guy, it was a hunting dog of some sort, and I got to talking to him, and he said that this is not a dog park, and I thought it was. But there's dogs everywhere. So where I'm situated, it's kind of a high traffic area. So every so often we get people come by, and when they first see me, like, okay, so what I did here, I put, okay, these are, like I said, I might have stated earlier, but these are tarp poles. Now, backcountry camping, I wouldn't bring those, but in a park, yeah, I brought them. So I put them on my guidelines there for 2 reasons. For dogs running around, and for when people see those, maybe they will realize that I'm not a homeless person. Because there was a couple, a man and a woman, come up here with their dog, and right away you could tell they stopped and they were looking at me. They didn't know whether to come, so I went out and I met them. I said, no. I go, listen, I'm just running some gear through its paces. I'm not homeless here. You can go ahead. No, I didn't say you can go ahead. I just reassured them that I'm not here to cause any harm. But anyhow, so now making forward progress with regards to. It's 1 degree out still and 10 degrees in here now. So that's gone up 4 degrees. So that's good. I had to charge my phone. Yeah, it's outside the shelter. It's windy and it's cold. So I got my little Canadian flag. I always like having a Canadian flag when I set up camp. I didn't bring my 3x5 foot Canadian and Ontario flag, but that's good enough. People will see that and they'll know, okay, this guy likes his country. So that's the setup. It looks kind of stealthy. Now I have 2 camouflage mesh rolls with me, and I have another tarp. I believe it's a 10 by 10 tarp, which I could set up over this. I'm not sure I'm going to do that yet. I'd have to guideline all that off too, because I can't tie off to any trees here. As you can see, I'm too far away from trees. Now I don't want any of these branches coming down on me either, because it's been windy all day. Yeah, that'd be interesting. But the trees are, kind of alive. But hopefully that doesn't, a widowmaker doesn't come down and take me out. But I'm going. It's around 1 p.m. now, and it looks like the weather's going to turn a little bit. So I don't know if I'm going to put up that other tarp or not. I'm going to finish off my coffee here, and I haven't even anything to eat yet. So I brought some sausage, some breakfast sausage. I was supposed to eat it for breakfast, but I got busy setting this makeshift shelter up and talking to people. So then when I talk to people, then my fire goes out and I got to get the fire going again. So anyhow, I got some food to make up here in a minute because I'm getting hungry. Now time for a little breakfast, but it's actually 1:30. So I got some breakfast sausage here. Nothing fancy. When I go backcountry camping, I will do up a couple good meals. Oh my God! I buy them at Costco's and vacuum pack them myself. Hopefully this doesn't go anywhere. I do have a little tool to hold the pan, but in my big bag over there. I don't know, this is a titanium pan, very light, but didn't really matter with the weight, because I'm grossly over. I'm not talking about my physical self, but that is too. But I'm really overweight with regards to my packs. But I explained that earlier. Whereas I had that luxury because I didn't go far, just testing a bunch of stuff out, and I'm not overly impressed thus far with my system here, but I might have to set up that other tarp later. These breakfast sausages don't always look the best, but once I'm done, I like them cooked. They'll look a lot better when I'm done with them. And yeah, so I'm having 6 sausages, which is a lot. But I'm not having any carbs, so it's all protein. So it's a carnivore diet today. So well, I'm going to call these done. So what I'm going to do, I have some quail eggs here, and I'm going to cook maybe half a dozen of those because they're small. So 6 sausages and 6 eggs. Wow. And I'm trying to lose weight. Yeah. So like I said earlier, this is titanium. It's definitely not non-stick. So I'm going to have quite a chore getting this clean. It won't be here, it'll be at home. But yeah, so I'm going to take these sausages off, put them on some paper towel. Then I'm going to cook my eggs in that. That's actually olive oil I got in there. So not too much grease comes off the sausage. So these eggs, I'm going to, you have to take this off for now. You have to cut these eggs open with a pair of scissors, special scissors. That's what I was instructed to do. So I've already when I bought them at Costco's, and they're legit quail eggs, and they taste like a chicken egg. I don't know if there's any nutritional difference with regards to this egg and a chicken egg, but anyhow, I just bought them for a novelty. So I'm going to cook these up, 6 of them. Yeah. Interesting. I'm gonna get some smoke now. So I'm not even going to try to flip these. I'm just going to cook them. Oh man. Yeah. So lesson learned here too. This this titanium frying pan, plate, whatever. I think it was advertised as a frying pan. It's pretty much useless. So I'm just going to eat everything right out of this plate too. Because, as you can well imagine, if anyone knows how to cook, and I actually do, it might not look like it. But, yeah, those eggs they're going to stick like crazy. Yeah, it's just the way it is. Hey, little pepper. I'll put those sausages back on to heat them up. So it definitely doesn't look the best. But next time I have a different camp frying pan at home. I should have brought it, and you know what? I had it packed. And I said, I planned on doing what I'm doing here. I envisioned doing the exact thing that I'm doing. But yeah, I should have brought the bigger frying pan. Well, they're not actually sticking too bad, really. Not at all. But that's because on this side of the pan I had the oil, and the table's kind of not even. That's gonna work. It's gonna work. So I have some sriracha hot sauce here, right there, and I have the ketchup. Apparently this morning I only had a little bit of ketchup left in my refrigerator, so I added ketchup, like very little ketchup, and even in my pantry. Like I thought I had some, and I didn't. So that's half ketchup, half barbecue sauce. Well, how yummy does that look? Not overly yummy looking. Sriracha. I always put hot sauce on my eggs. Of some sort, not always sriracha. Like a typical guy, I have many different types of hot sauce. This is my concoction. Well, didn't go the way as I planned. It is 10 minutes to 2 p.m. and I'm eating breakfast. So that's kind of good in a way, really. Try not to crush my eggs. Well, let's give it a shot. Grab. I don't even need a knife. Let's taste the sausage. Tastes excellent. Very good. Really tasty. Like when you buy these, excuse me, when you buy these at Costco, they come in a huge pack. So I'm only by myself, so I have to vacuum seal them. And I put them 6 in a package. So I eat 6 because I'm not eating potatoes anymore, or toast. So it's just protein. So I eat 6 sausages, whereas before I'd eat 3 or 4, but I'd have hash browns or potatoes and toast, 4 pieces or 2 pieces of toast, maybe 4. But now that's all gone, so now I can have more sausage, in my estimation, and like 6 quail eggs. They're tiny. That would even be 3 regular chicken eggs. But that's all I made. Yeah, very tasty. That titanium pan, like I said, not meant for cooking, but use that as a plate. But then if you take metal to it, a knife, it's gonna mar it for sure. So I don't know. I guess if I was doing ultralight backcamping up into the mountains, which I'm never gonna do because I'm not physically geared for that. So it was kind of a waste of money. And titanium, when you buy titanium, it gets expensive. I don't know what I paid for that, but probably not cheap. But yeah, it's a good lunch. So that's going to take a little work fixing that up. But I'll obviously I don't bring anything to clean this up. I only got the one dish, and I put it on this wood plate, so I didn't burn myself. But yeah, I'll have to fix that up. It's getting a little cold out now. It's what time we got here? It's 10 after 4 in the afternoon, but as you can see, it's overcast and it's getting dark, and it's still windy. It's been windy all day. So this is the final iteration of my shelter for this evening. Now, as you can imagine, this was not easy assembling, and it was pretty hard wind. Like right now, it's not so bad, but when I was putting it together, it was windy. Little camo on this side because there's a lot of people walking through here with their dogs. Like I knew there was going to be people, but I didn't understand as many because I'm not used to this park. But yeah, I talked to a lot of people. That slowed me down a little bit today. But I would say if I talked to say 15 people, I would say 14 of them thought I was homeless, even after explaining everything to them. Even one guy, I explained to him I was running my gear and I was going to Algonquin Park or up north somewhere. And he's walking away. He turns around and he goes, "Is this an encampment?" And I go, "Buddy," I go, "Okay, it's one person, first of all. And I already explained to you and your son. Maybe your son can explain it to you a little bit better when he gets you home. Because I don't think you should be out." But anyhow. So the only there's going to be a couple drawbacks with this shelter. And I probably won't use this again. It's lucky. I'm lucky. I'm only getting down to -4 tonight, so it's going to be wide open in here. It's going to be wide open in there. But yeah, my solo stove. It's keeping it around. I think it's 9 degrees. It's a -1 out right now, and it's 9 degrees in there. So got some stragglers here still walking their dogs. I wonder how late that'll go. So, this is, what do we got in here? Oh, it says 7. It said 9 when I just left. But anyhow, yeah, I'm going to move my chair for the night. There's my sleep system. It's set up. I got a little cot off the ground there, so I'm not directly on the ground. My sleep system should be okay for tonight for this rating. It should be okay. I'm going to be cold because I can't have a fire all night. And if you don't have a hot tent, well, you don't have a fire all night anyways, because someone's got to tend to it. Unless you have like a long fire, and you put, a long fire is people that know. But you can have a fire all night if you have the proper amount of wood and the size of the wood. But that's not what I'm all about today. So I got to add some more fire to this. I want to get this up to about 12 degrees in here. Maintain 12. If it wasn't for the wind, I'd have no problem. And as you can see, I got this like enclosed, right? And no smoke. No smoke at all. So is this a viable solution for like a hot stove or a hot tent camping? Nah, you got to keep on adding the wood too much. And I don't have the best wood, but you have to stay on top of it. Like if I leave this fire for more than 20 minutes by itself, it'll burn out. So which isn't good. But in the meantime, it does throw off heat. But I'm just gonna putter around and harvest some more. Well, not harvest some more. We'll process some more wood. I don't need much wood. And yeah, that's it. I'll update you in a bit. Well, it's currently 5 p.m. and it's minus 2 degrees. So there's my my semi-stealth camp. Now, obviously, with the OD green, olive drab green, it doesn't go with the fall settings. But I have some fall camouflage on order, and I do have a brown tarp too. Actually, didn't bring it. Yeah, so this is where I'm at. No one around. There'll be some coyotes out later. Hopefully they stay away, but if they don't, I'll take care of them. I'll shoo them away. But you can see, obviously, I'm close to the condos in Dundas. Lots of condos. But I think there might be the odd straggler dog walker left, but I don't know. If I was a dog walker, I think I'd want to be getting out of here about now. So it kind of gives me, well, it doesn't kind of. I'll tell you, I don't know how homeless people do it. It's very difficult, and they don't have the gear that I do. Like, I have a fire in my tent, and I can do that because this stove. Well, I'm getting good ventilation, obviously, too. Like the wind. Hey, inside that tent isn't gonna go beyond 10 degrees Celsius with this fire going. I think I'll go check it right now. I think it's around 6 degrees. What do we got? Knocking my wood all over the place. What do we got? Okay, so it's -2 and 7. If you can see that. -2 and 7. So yeah, I don't think it's going to go above 10 degrees in this tent. But having said that, compared to outside, it's very comfortable. Obviously, I'm wearing a toque, but I'm not wearing gloves. But yeah, I'm just going to relax. No music, because I want to hear people coming if they do, or whatever, wildlife. So just going to relax and try to maintain the fire. Well, it'd be nice if the wind went away. Right now it's kind of curtailed. It's about what time we got here? 5:20. What do we got over here? -2 outside, 9 degrees inside. That's in Celsius. Fire's going pretty good. But yeah, so I won't be using this system again. It's kind of cool about not a bad setup. The wind is yeah, the wind's a problem for sure. What I'm doing here on top, I have just a small stainless steel pot. So I'm warming up water and I'm putting it into my Nalgene. So this is 1,000 milliliters, 1 liter. So I brought that from home. And what I'm doing, because I have a 0 footprint fire here, I have to heat it up, then pour it back in there. Then shake it up, put it back in, back and forth until it's completely warm. Then it stays warm up against the Solo Stove. I'm going to use that later to put in my sleep system behind me, so I can go and get into a warm sleeping bag, because it's going to get down to about -5 tonight, and I'll have 0 heat other than my sleep system. And so yeah, that might help a little bit. You just got to ensure if you try this, obviously it's better to have a big pot. I only brought a smaller pot, but anyhow, this is working. I'm in no rush, but you got to ensure when you put it in your sleeping bag that lid's tight, because if that leaks in your sleeping bag, you're in trouble. Just outside of my camp, just stretching my legs. I got it up, it's -3 right now, the outside temperature. Inside the tent when I just left, or shouldn't call it a tent, but my make 2 structure, it's +9 inside the Celsius inside the tent. So it's cozy in there compared to outside. So all the condos are lit up now. I had a couple people come by today. I had a professional dog walker lady, Stephanie her name was. I was talking to her, nice lady. She thought I was homeless, like like everyone did. She said to me, she goes, "Aren't you afraid of the coyotes?" I'm like, "Oh, well, not really." Like in this structure tonight, it won't have a door on it. It's gonna be all natural, no door, or it's not going to be enclosed. I'm just going to leave it as is. But yeah, hopefully I don't get a pack of roving coyotes that want to take a chunk out of me. I don't know how my wood's at. I'm just going to go up and check the back here to see, because I got a little camp light in there, a little USB rechargeable light. And yeah, okay, so from back here you can't even tell I got a light earthy to fire, so that's excellent. So it's stealthy from the back here, which is good. Put some light on the situation here. So yeah, it's holding up. It's starting to snow right now too. So I'm getting some snow. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's snowing for sure. For sure it's snowing. But anyhow, yeah, I'm just doing a perimeter check here. See some headlights over there. Well, it's a little after 10 o'clock, and I more or less decided to, once I burnt my firewood out, I'd go to bed, and that's what happened. So I still got the embers going. It's in, like I said, it's in, it's in the solo stove, so it's safe. It's not leaving no footprint. But I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning. It's Sunday, December 1st. I made it through the night alive. I might not look like it, but I'm alive. Just boiling my water for my packet of Nescafe sugar. Shut that off. So yeah, it was a cold night. Like I said, my shelter didn't have an enclosure at the door, so when my solo stove finished the rest of the wood burning inside the actual unit, I went to bed and just let the embers smolder out. It's very safe, no problem. And yeah, it got down to -5 degrees Celsius last night. Right now it is -4 and indicating 2 degrees inside my tent. So yeah, the sun's coming out. It did snow a little bit last night, but there's nothing on the ground. I don't even see any frost on the ground, so that's good. But it's cold, not bad. It's only -4, -5. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so this all in all, this system, no, this is not going to be a winter setup system. That no, like I have other sleeping bags at home. I got another hot core, like I mentioned earlier. It's a -30 Celsius bag, but it's bigger, obviously. And like I said, I don't fit into those puffer bags. So, if I'm dragging a sled into backcountry camping or with snow, yeah, I can make that work. But I got to be cognizant of the weight that I'm carrying and dragging too, because I got to lose weight. That's the bottom line. So I'm thinking, even before I even attempt to do a 5 to 7 night backcountry camp north of Toronto, I got to lose another 20 pounds. I'm carrying too much weight around with me on my physical weight. So I got to pack up camp here, which is going to take a little while. It's I made this camp more complicated than it needed to be. I could have just brought my 4-season tent and been done with it. But hey, gave me something to do on Saturday, and yeah, so I'll break this up and I'll head home. Hopefully it warms up a little bit. The sun's out, which will help. So, yeah, so I hope, if you found anything valuable out of the video, you can like and subscribe. And if you didn't, I understand that. I'm still pretty new at this game, so I'm doing the best I can. Anyhow, enjoy your Sunday wherever you are in the world. Bye.